Hello, I'm Whisper. This is Dyson's Fair Program. You'll notice that the text has grown rather bigger. That is because I did listen to somebody out there. He had a fair point. It's a bit hard to see things when the text UI is so darn small. So I've done a few things in the interim. So let's open our interim. And I'll quickly show you. This is what I wanted to show you. So let's see. More beacon. Now you should be able to see things. Set the text color. And we can turn around and say, okay, what are the most base items? Add some icons. That. Well, these are the ones that I call or consider the most basic items of need. What else might we need? Well, we'll leave it at that for now. Let's have a yuck go out of it. Let us have a look. So we can definitely put a bunch of extras in here. Box, matrix lab, splitter, traffic monitor. Traffic monitor for me is more end game stuff when I'm really starting to worry that things are going to run out. But I put them in here because occasionally I do have a need for them. Let's see that. So we put a whole bunch of base items there. And now, if we scroll over, it shows us our items and our text. So that's a nice little handy bit of thing with the beacon. We should be able to do all right there. Okay, I've been doing a bit of setup. Like I said, one of the things that I have done is we have an acid source out in La La Land now, and I tapped 2 more gas giants to power our quantum chip build. So JMiles, you can see we have 10,000 quantum chips sitting there while I was doing all that. I'm quite pleased by that. We even have some of that. Now that makes a very good point, because we now have access to the advanced mining machines. So let's put one down. I don't think we have all the pieces. Well, I know we don't, because we've only just gotten our sulphuric acid on tap, so to speak. Looks like I need to fill up. We do not have any source of frame material yet, so we will have to go and do that. And we don't want anything there because we're only ever going to pick up manually, or once we put it in a mold. Alright, I'll show you the other thing that we have done. Although it does not look like it's working. Why are you not working? Okay, apparently I grabbed them from remote for some reason when I should not have. I wonder how our remote is looking now. We'll clear some of this. Diamonds. It is looking a little sad, but then it does make them on the planet, so you do not need to do that. And we can drop you down to about 2,000, that's plenty. We'll leave that. That can stay, that can stay. Speaking of warpers, you will see that our warpers are nicely excuse me, nicely chock-a-block. So let's do a little bit of maintenance. Those are the off-planet ones. Alright. And the stellar ones, they can stay hidden. Now here we still have that many available. That's coming in to build those. Good. We'll leave that. Yes. Yes. I was wondering why you were empty. Pick them up. How are we looking on this JMiles planet? Receiver and a local distributor. Local receiver, excellent. And our planet, we have a local provider, remote provider. We don't need a remote receiver anymore because we have a local provider. Okay, that's now got you going. 10,000 odd nanotubes. Take this stub off because it was basically only used to convert excess green. So now we've gone from Mark II green juice to Mark III blue juice. The good stuff. And we have plenty of these. So while I am here, we will put down a local distributor. I see no particular point to... why did I do that? Never mind, I got it in time. And we'll just make sure that. I see no particular point in making a special import for this. We'll just tag it off here. There we are, somebody out there. That is our... builder here is getting those. Now we need to pull these in. It's kind of messy, but I could put it there. Do we have anything else? I might leave that. If I need warpers, I can always put them in my... I shouldn't do this, but I will. I will say you can be frame material. Where are we? Frame. Yeah. We'll just say 1,000. We don't have it out there yet, but we will. This one, we will say, give us, say 3,000. It's further away. Yeah, we must have gotten a few engine upgrades. Alright. So we'll put down, we will not put down until we have some foundations. Thanking you. That's where the holo beacon is. Interesting. Okay, because that's a pretty small stack, only 50, we'll put 250 there. That was fast getting in. So that said, the only thing we need is going to be those. Alright, so we need to go back to our second planet. No. Not JMiles, we'll go to Furcard 2. But before we go, I think we will need to stock up a bit. We seem to be somewhat short on a few items. What else? Don't need to worry. We have 500 of them. We have plenty. Where are we? I'll just take them. What else might we need? Oh, didn't need that. Plenty. We can get those from JMiles planet. We have plenty. Alright, that is looking good. Actually, we could do with a few more in the way of drones. Those there for now, not required. Put those there for now. And speaking of, let us go and find our distributors which have our battlefield bases in. That's odd, I thought we had one. Let's go have a look. Was it over here somewhere? No, apparently not. Definitely not. Alright. That's something to keep an eye on. How are our these looking? They're all being chowed down. That is understandable. Okay, so for that one, let me go back to my box of shame. Little random grab bag bits and pieces, and we need some more of those at some point. The recipe is I think the recipe is something that I better grab and do now. How are we over here? Looking good. Let's make you a little bit more steel. Where's our steel input here? Nope. Nope. I know we have a steel input somewhere. That looks like, yes. Just grab a bunch. It's kind of random, isn't it? So steel electronics are over here. It's good to see that we still have a decent amount of the coils up and running. So that, do we have any... Easiest way is to go looking for silicon plate. And this is where we are, and we do have a bit. What do I did that for? Oh, I think I know. And copper. Well, copper is not going to be an issue. We have tons of the stuff here. In fact, there's one that's probably not even being used. That should be enough. Alright, let's make a few of these because we are going to need them. What have we run out of? Electronics. Yeah, let's grab one more electronic. Or enough, I should say. Where are we? Here. Enough to make one more. And then the rest we'll just put everything back. Except that, we can throw that one. What was it here? Yep. Thank you. And thank you. And thank you very much. Excellent. Yes, we will use those over on on JMiles planet. Because we need to proliferate our quantum chip build. We may as well get some extras in. Okay, now as I remember, I pulled that in. Did I set up a distributor? I did not. So let's go and set one up. And then I'll just double check to make sure that we have everything. Yeah, I had those because it's practically not worth looking at. Where are we? I put them all away. That was a little bit jumping the gun. Never mind. Oops. What are we doing? Unavailable route. We simply do not have all the parts. What else might we need? Is that everything required? I think it is. All right. All already set. Let's go set up a bit bigger in the way of a titanium alloy build. And once that's done, we'll do our carbon nanotubes into frame materials. It's been quite nice once we get to this point. We can start building things in bulk and throwing things down. It's always a good stage to put it into the game. Sorry, to get to this stage of the game. Put it into the game. What was I thinking of? Okay, while we're doing this, let's go and see. I think we've pretty much got most of these. Getting to the point where we can only use... Oh, no, there we are. We won't bother with that yet. We will do these. We're getting up to the point of white sites only. White sites there. I haven't bothered too much with this. And I don't think I will for the moment. That's already queued. Let's look at tech before I go crazy into that. So we have universe matrices unlocked. We just need to go out there and start pulling in some antimatter. Speaking of, we could do that. No, that can wait. That can wait. That can wait. We're not doing that in any hurry, and we're not doing these in any hurry. So... oh, I guess we do queue these up. May as well. Explosive, we'll shift explosive forward in the queue. And the reason is we're using missiles, so kinetic in a few places, but mostly missiles. Everything else can be quite happy as is for now. We're not even using squadrons or space fleets yet. Structure, tougher Icarus. Ray transmission, which we need to get our A into G on. Right. Where is our current? I think this might be it actually. Yep, that is our current build. Our current very messy build. So 1, 2, 3, 4. It's actually sitting relatively idle. Let's double check how many we should be getting. 24. Just check the recipe. If I remember rightly, that's about 8 a second. On average, where are we? 12, 24. Yes. 4 a second, so that is 8 a second. We Excuse me. We really need to make that a lot bigger. I wonder if I should just shove it up here. Or maybe instead I should do the frame material first with what we have. Yeah, the frame material is the more important one at this stage. So it'll be nice to have the advanced mining machines back again. Alright, where's a space I can put this? Over here looks alright. Should I put some... what's our power looking like? I should potentially put some more geothermal in here. But for the moment, alright, let's say we'll build it here. In fact, this will be a decent sized one, so let's put it there. Just double check. It's a 3-to-1. I wonder if we are going to have enough nanotube capacity. It will be an interesting thing to look at. Okay. We put it about here, then we need to basically turn this area into buildable. And that leaves all that if we need to put down some more power. Oh, silly. And that was what I forgot to grab. Some more drones. We should be alright though. Okay. Frame material. And that requires nanotubes. We'll set that at about 2000. Titanium alloy, we'll set that at about 1000. Looks like that isn't set up. Silicon. You are not set up for local. Why are you not set up for local? Where are you again? Yeah. Just dump it straight in. Alright, back to... So what we will want is... we will want a return belt. Looks like we potentially 6 seconds, that's 6 Mark II assemblers to make one. You probably want 2 rows of... How many do you want? 6 a second? 6 a second is probably more than we can handle. I might set this to about 5,000 just in case I don't, just in case we go a little bit too crazy. Right, let's make this long. Six a second is, yeah, probably about all we can handle. So that, you know, 3 6s are 18, so 15, 16, 17, we need a little more space. No troubles, this is build zone. Is that 18? It is 18, excellent, right. Excuse me. Goodness, I definitely have the coughs going on this morning. To the end here. Get rid of that reset result. This in the middle, actually, it's a narrow build. Still, narrow, long, won't hurt to be where it is. Oops, that was unintended. Apologies. Okay. Oops. Try getting it a little bit better centered this time. There we go. That is good enough there. Let us have a look at our titanium build. Titanium alloy, I mean. I suspect that we should It seems to be keeping up. Let's see. Okay, let's have a look at our carbon nanotubes. This will be the interesting one. Is that it? It's graphene, carbon nanotubes. Getting chowed down a bit, but we do seem to be keeping up, so ish. That's getting converted to deuterium for our strange matter, which is going like the clappers. Okay, oh I see. We might be a little bit short on that. Still it does work, and to be honest it doesn't matter, we got so much in the way of lenses. That will eventually tap out, and we will be good. Okay, just in case things decide to ramp up, I will put a few more geothermal plants here. Just because it's free, what the heck? Oh, God. 108 works. Ooh, 125, very nice. Too small, and we'll probably leave it at that. Let's have a look. 110. Oh, well, that'll do. Too close. 94. Yeah. Nah. Power is looking a little better. Gone from 1.06 to 1.26. Alright, let us go to our jumpstart planet. We will have a quick look and pick up a few toys. Cross fingers there will be enough to make a couple of advanced mining machines. I would like to use them, especially on JMiles planet, because we are going to be doing some horrible things. With glass and solar sails. Looks like we've just got our first load of frame material in. Nice. Excellent. Alright, while I'm here, let us pick up a bunch of drones. Where are they? Drones. I didn't even need to go into a map overview. Excellent. Grab some more even. explosive damage. Since we are researching, let's pause and decide what else we might want. Those are queued. EM weapons I'm not too interested in. Don't have these particularly. Do we need this? No. No, we do not. Let's look at tech. We really don't need any of this beyond this, which is what we're waiting for now. What the heck, we're here. Why not? That's that. I guess we'll do it on the ground squadron. If I remember rightly, that one does both ground and... Yep, fighter and warship. So that's ground and space. All good. I don't have to feel bad about upgrading the items there then. Okay, we have that. Let's put... Excuse me just a moment. Okay, back there. Let's see. Yay, we have our first one there. First 4 even. Nice. Alright, we are going to start doing these. So I want about 100. And I guess we may as well grab 50 of these. Oh, not that. Is there anything else? We don't need drones. We can put these away actually. I wonder how we got such a large amount. Never mind. Put that there. Alright, so we just need these. Hooray, 7. Beautiful. JMiles planet, here we go. Oops. Oh, we're not going that way. Gotta love the graphics. You just see it as you're passing. Unfortunately, we got a nice big pop-up research in the middle of it, so that was not so nice. But we could see the orbital collectors from orbit type of thing. Very nice. The little details, the developers really made a very nice job of this type of thing. Alright, here we are again. That one's going happy. So what we are going to do, I'll just explain it a bit actually. We are going to make solar sails. For them we need these. Well, we could technically use that recipe. It is... We've got it tapped, why not use it? I've convinced myself. We have it tapped out there, let us use it. So we're going to go for that to there. Yeah, I haven't used this particular recipe in a long time, so since we've got it, no problem. So where are we? That. Okay, so we want about... Alright, what I want to make is about 30 of these a second, which is doable. That just means we need to make 15 a second of these, and 15 times 3 is 45. I guess we'll go up to 48 assemblers. I didn't actually need to go for these. I could have just brought these straight in. Right, where is a good place to build where I'm not going to collide with anything? This looks about right. I'll do it here. So that we can drop an advanced mining machine on there later. No issues, right. Electronics. Since these are in system, it should be relatively easy. Now, what did I say? 15 a second. 3 lines of 15 sucks. We could do 4 lines of 3 lines of 15 is 45. We make that 48. Doesn't hurt to have an extra come out. So we can do 40, which is 4 lines of 12. I think that one is a much better option. How compact do we want this? Doesn't have to be particularly. Actually, before I do this, I need to get my brain into gear. I just noticed this and I remembered that, oh yeah, I was going to proliferate. So, proliferate. Just barely enough room. That's kind of tight, to be honest. Alright, bring in the blue. while we're about it, yeah, I gave myself a lot more space here and I didn't need to. Still, it is better than having no space. We'll just put you there. Hello, what's going on? Oh, we are out of titanium glass. Interesting. Not the slightest bit expected. Well, that is not an issue for the moment. It can be looked at after. Oh well, there comes in our our titanium glass. We might just need to up the production at some point. Okay. That gets our expensive stuff a little more oomph. Apologies for that side diversion. Let us do this. What did I say? Is that 12? Let's just double check. It is. Right. No, that's not solar cells. Excuse me. That is you. Oh, right. Oops. Not sure what I hit there with my great clumsy fat fingers, but that is all right. Oh well. That should make 48. I don't know. Divided by 3, it's a little bit of a different recipe. Say about 16 a second. So, I guess we are at the let's pull things in. So I can see. We're going to use an ILS here because we may very well end up getting stuff. Actually, no, this is the interim one. We only need about 3,000, should be plenty. Using the ILS because we need the that graphene for our next set of assemblers. Now, if we're going to make 30 a second, 4 seconds to make 2, or 2 seconds to make 1. So that's 30, 60 assemblers. That's 4 rows of 15. That works. That's actually quite nice. And it's only a 2 again, so we can basically... I can if I want. No, I won't do that. Yeah, I will do that. Let's just be a little more efficient, eh? We'll just take a copy of that. Excuse me. Change the recipe. We solar sail, thank you. Just to be slightly efficient about the whole process. So there's 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, and we'll take the last row off because there is no point. Thirdly, there is not quite... Actually, yeah, there is. What am I talking about? There is room to slip an ILS in there. Sorry, an ILS. Because we may want to send off planet or to another star system at some point. Here we are. We won't bother with local providing. I suppose that we'll grab warpers for future. Okay, we don't need some of these stubs. Just a little tidying up on my part, and then we shall connect. One good thing about doing it this way is that that has managed to get itself pretty much filled. So we're not going to have any great troubles with keeping up. Excuse me another second. back again. Alright, it is now time to start throwing down these. And they are kind of nasty. Let me see. We've got 100. If we do 4 rows of 25. I think they need to update the wiki. Alright, no troubles. We'll put you there. 3, 4, 5. I'll talk about that in a minute. Do we have space here? Nope. We can put it there. We could put it there. And before I go stupid and do something I'm going to regret, let us edit this. Can we edit it? Yes, we can. Orbital radius. Shove it to the sky, please. 0, 0. Tick. Now I want another one. Max orbital radius. No inclination. And we'll change the longitude. Where are we? And we'll set you to 90. Oh, not that big. Oh dear, that's made a mess. Alright, we'll try again. 90. Better. And the idea is we're going to have 4 separate orbits, so there should always be a spot for these to go to. Give me just a moment here. Just telling my wife that I am recording. You can go to 0 and you can go to 180. 180, thank you. Create. And one last one. And you can be, ooh, what is it, 180 plus 90? 270. Yep, we're telling that to auto orbit. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause and do some stuff for my wife. I'll snip this out later. Cheers. Alright, back again. I will snip that out later. Now, where were we? Ah, yes. Let's set them all to aim at, let's just double check. 4 separate orbits so that they should be able to pick up something at some point, maybe. They won't fire all the time, of course, but yeah, shouldn't be too horrible bad. Let's start making a tile. I really don't like that. And I don't like it to the point where I'm actually going to delete this and shift it over one. Rotation blocked by high buildings is just a pain in the butt. 3, what did I say? 4 sets of 25. 4 rows of 25. And why did I do that? I should have done the sorters first. So I've just made a bit of a mistake and messed things up a little. Nope. Yeah. And there. Yep. Tall buildings. 4. That should be 25 less 2. Yep, alright. The way... Alright, that should assemble while I'm dealing with this end. And it looks like we have filled up very quickly. Very, very nice. Alright, let's see. I had hoped, actually, let me have a think of this. It's probably because they're all on a flat plane. I should have used my brains and put them up here. We'll give that a try. Orbital inclination 90. We'll maximize that. And where is the start? It's a bit hard to... I hate that when it does it. Such a pain in the bum. Create. Now I have to edit it. Now I don't want you... like that. Okay, that is working because obviously we are getting power now. Oh, beautiful. Right. Oh, okay, maybe not that one. Still, we have one of them going. Huh? I might have done better, to be honest, if I'd made that 2 rows of 50. And I think quite bluntly that I'm going to. I know you're working there and I'm still taking you out. Ah, excellent. Solar sails have achieved orbit. You, I'm going to put there because I will want to throw a whole bunch in a bit. In the meantime, those. You are a pain in the butt. Yeah, all right. Excellent. Alright, that looks a bit more sensible. How is our power looking? Oh. Alright, that is actually going particularly well. Let's have a look here. Yeah, right, it's doing way better than that blob over there. Any rate, the good part is because we are inside, once this gets done, we will have unrestricted view access to everything. And that means that we can put down a decent sized patch of ray receivers, like 50. If you look at these buildings, oh, tooltip's better. 6 megawatts. The Duracan version is slightly different. You get about, I think you chew down something like 120 megawatts per after about 20 minutes, and since we're going to have them basically pulling in a whole bunch of, yep, we don't want ray receivers though, we want photon generation. This is our one, and you are pulling in plenty. And in about 20 minutes, we will be making about 6 a second. Sorry, no. 6 a minute. Get that straight. Now let me just zoom in a touch. Antimatter, here we come. White science, here we come. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Without getting in the way of anything. Should we... decision. No, what we'll do is we'll do 2 rows of 20. It's not 25, it's 30, isn't it? How many did I bring? 50. Yes, it's 2 rows of 25. A little bit hard to see about there. That looks like it. Yep. That's here. Now I'm like, that's going to hurt. Will I do what I'm about to do? Yeah, and it's getting less now because it's spread out amongst all of them, and we really do not have that much power. It will get better. However, at this point, that's kind of handy for us because we have room and time to put down these things. Now let's have a look. These are absolutely terrible. Too close to the M-rail ejector. We're going to have to do it here, are we? Well, what we can do is pull that down. I'm not a huge fan of these, they look kind of wonky. However, let us make antimatter and hydrogen. And we will take that antimatter and hydrogen. Come on, get in. Right. Maybe I can tile that. At any rate, oh. Power might help. These things are so huge. Hooray, we have our first antimatter. And basically, I think that I will just pull the leftover hydrogen through and feed it into... Oh, that's terrible. Kind of need to feed it into here. Somewhere. Alternative is that I just throw a PLS here rather than belting it all away, and I think I will do that. Belting it all away is kind of not going to be the most fun. PLS there, I'll do a PLS here actually. Yep. Give us all of that. And that is good because it will side feed and it will be one of the first things. The first hydrogen is what comes out of our graphene. Then second hydrogen will be what comes out of the array receivers, the antimatter production. And the third one will be Yeah, we're not really making much here. And the third one will be whatever comes out of these various. So we should never get an overflow. Sorry about that, just bumped the microphone. Hopefully that doesn't come through too loud. Alright, let's put a couple more of these down. At which point we are probably going to need you're not going to cut it. Take you down to there. And we'll power you there. Just to make sure that everything gets what it needs. And we will bring you down to here. Down to here. Alright. Antimatter should be pretty much taken care of. One blat of hydrogen has already gone across, apparently. Well, we won't see it because, of course... Oh no, there it is. Sitting there waiting for this to kick into gear more. Nice. Alright, let's go back to our jumpstart planet. This is turning into a rather long one. Just leave that happily going as is. Come up. Okay. It's time to set up our white science, isn't it? Which means I guess we'll be jumping the gun a bit. Well, we'll create the cubes, but we won't be... Where are we? Yeah. Green is our bottleneck. No. Green is not our bottleneck. Yellow is our bottleneck. Interesting. Purple is going happily. Maybe not that happily, it seems a little short. But it also seems that we have a very large stockpile. Just not yellow. What's going on with our yellow science? Yeah, just build speed. I mean, that's 2.5 a second, so kind of amusing that we can't really chow it down that fast. Alright. Needed antimatter. Once we get about 800 or 1,000 or so, it should kick in. I'll take this up to 2,000 just to make sure. Matrix Labs time. not sure how many we'll need, so we'll just do this anyway. How much do we need to make? 15 seconds per, so that's 15. All right. And for this, we need a bit of everything. Then we want antimatter up here. What's the best way of doing that actually? Probably out of here, to be honest. Or do we? Yes, that's pretty much all we can do. Hey, let me do. And we will take our created white sides out through here. Wait, what's going on? Something in the way? Oh no, I've just misjudged. Give ourselves a little more room there because we will eventually want to pull the white sides out. Where are we? Here we are. Mm-hmm. Proliferation. We need you there. These are already proliferated, so that's good. That there. Three sets of 15. We could go a little faster. Actually, I've never thought of that. Can we daisy chain white sides across and have it come back? We won't experiment with this one, but we can have a look at another time. Alright. And I'll put you there, so that I don't have to make another one. Alright, power. How are we looking for antimatter? Still a ways away, but it is happening. And that will build up over time. The production, I mean. We may need to put a few more particle colliders there. That's the max vertical height we've got here these days. It is 15 exactly. Excellent. I guess we need another 14, which is complete overkill, but it will not hurt us. Where are we? There we are. Looks like we needed another one as well. Okay. Easy fix. Alright, we are just waiting. For our, oops, what did I meant to hit shift actually. Just waiting for our lines to come through, and I might want to bring it along here, down and over there. Let me think. Eventually it will get used, and now we can bring out stuff probably over here. Oops. On with another one. Oops, come on. Sometimes the ILSs do get in the way, don't they? Let's see. At right sides. Input. Okay, let's just have one last look. It's getting ready. I forget if we must have 800 or close to 1,000. So once we get that, all right, technology. You are coming right there, and we're just going to wait for it. Well, technically, I will stop it here. %threat. What is causing that threat? Oh, I know what it is. Because I'm generating so much power and using so much power, it's going to go bananas at us. Well, let's hope we hit mission complete before that happens. Alright. 10%. My god, that's annoying. That is really annoying. Where would it go and hit? Alright, at this point, I will stick a pin in it because this is getting a bit long. And we may have to throw a few more planetary shields down to give ourselves proper coverage over our pre-industrial planets here. Because I have the feeling we are not going to have enough in the way of protection. Alright, let's save this. Is 30. I think we're close to 30 hours too. $29. Yeah, we'll put a pin in it there and pick it up again later.